When you think of Ducky brand keyboards, you probably think high-end, expensive, but today that is not going to be the case.
They have 3 new keyboards they wanted the Toasty Bros, the Budget Bros, to take a look at because they're all at under $100, starting with their 65% board up to a 75% board and even a full-size board for you guys at home that are interested in that kind of keyboard. And they sponsored this video to have us take a look at these keyboards, give you our honest opinion about it, because even though it's sponsored by Ducky, they want us to tell you what we think about these keyboards because, again, we're the Budget Bros. We love budget products, and we're going to tell you what they're like, talk about all the features, and why you should consider them potentially for your next keyboard upgrade. But let's not waste any more time. Let's start things off with the 65% board, work our way up, and tell you some of the key features you should know about this lineup.
Now, the easy part to remember is the price almost matches the percent size of the keyboard. So this is a 65, right?
65, right? So it's 70.
And it's $70. It's almost perfectly matching, which I love. What is that? Would that be an 85?
Yeah, so this is the 75 keyboard,
75.
which is $80. And then we work our way up to the 98% keyboard, basically a full-size keyboard, and this is $90.
That's so perfect. I like that. And the keyboards are nice. They are mechanical. They're tri-mode, so that means they're wireless. You can do Bluetooth, you can do the dongle, you can do straight plug-in, and of course, it's Ducky, guys. I mean, they're a very name brand. They've been in the keyboard game for a long time. I remember Zach, when he first got into building keyboards, talking about Ducky.
So yeah, it's really crazy
OG.
to see that Ducky's doing a budget keyboard line, because they've always been in the enthusiast category, but the fact that they're doing these make it very interesting. And this keyboard in particular, this entire line, the goal is to make a gaming keyboard. Again, it's not using something like a Hall effect keyboard that is super fast response time. It's using standard switches, but they want it to be a good, enjoyable gaming keyboard that doesn't sacrifice on the typing experience. And with their linear switches, I think it sounds pretty good.
Sounds really good. They both are using, at least the ones we have here, KTT switches. This specific switch is the wine red switch from KTT, and we can actually, look, we got a little included keycap and switch puller, because hot swap, right? That's pretty sick. So let's go ahead and pull one of these bad boys off and just double check before I keep saying KTT and then find out it's not. Here we go. Oh, it is. Look, it's wine red.
Ooh.
And I can see it's a picture of a mountain. It's KTT, right, Jonah?
KTT mountain. Yeah, KTT
I've
mountain
been there.
switch. Yeah, we've been there.
The KTT mountains.
Show us the picture of where we're at the KTT mountains.
Yeah, we have the red wine switch here. We are gonna have some clickies too, so don't you guys worry about that. Now on the back here, this is one of my favorite things. I wish every peripheral that had a wireless dongle did this, because I can't tell you how many times we lose these things. So it is held in magnetically, which is pretty nice. You can change from Windows or iOS, which is really nice. That changes your layout. And then here's where you can go from 2.4 to Bluetooth, and look at the battery charge on that. We already got some RGB action. That looks pretty dang nice, very bright.
Now I know there is more RGB on the side here too, so a cool little addition is a little bit of side underglow RGB. Nice little subtle addition to add to the color coordination. Has a little knob right there, which is very premium, a nice metal knob.
I love their logo.
Little Ducky.
Now we also have some cool stuff here, like a charging indicator. We have, I guess this lets you know if which mode you're in, and then caps locks.
And if you are wanting to control these keyboards, they are all customizable using VIA software, which is a standard software that we love to see because it's web-based. So basically you take the keyboard, go to the web browser, and you can customize the keyboard and do whatever you really want with it on the software level.
But look at this. You don't have to.
You don't have to. That's also a plus too, is we really like to see the RGB control, which I bet they'll probably tell us some other binds. So is that just up and down for brightness?
Yes. And then caps lock seems to do speed.
Speed, okay.
Mode.
I wonder if we can change the mode.
Page up, page down. Well, one thing we do know is that you don't have to use the software, it looks like, to do some type of mods. We'll have to look up. I'm sure that there's a Ducky kind of universal FN thing to be able to change all of these, because we can change the brightness and we can turn the RGB like on and off. So we know that you can control it via the keyboard as well.
Or via VIA.
Via. I like height adjustable.
There you go.
Multi-layer.
Multi-layer. Love that. Me personally, I know you as well, we like this style of keyboard. The 65% is pretty nice, but 75 is even better in terms of like what you get. You can also get a different layout here. The 75 keyboard, again, this lineup is the OK-M lineup. It goes from, again, 65, 75 up to 98. And this model, I believe, comes with
it's the baby switches.
Baby switches. Black and blue with the baby switch. I'm curious to see what a baby switch is. It because it's a tactile switch? It makes a high-pitched noise like a baby screaming, you know?
Or maybe it's like a really light click where it won't be overcumbered. You know, who knows? What's interesting is it almost looks the exact same. They just add the function row. I didn't really notice anything majorly different about it.
No, that's pretty much it when you go with a 75% board. But as we're unboxing this one, we'll compare. It's important to mention, and Ducky wanted us to mention, that these are all available at Micro Center, which is cool. You know, we love Micro Center. So if you're at a Micro Center trying to buy a keyboard.
Hold on. Is this a giant?
Oh, wait, let's pause for a second. I forgot about this.
Is this so you can like replace the, or is this just like a decoration?
I think it's just a decoration.
Oh yeah, that's okay, that's way too, oh, it's a cleaner. Look, a little brush cleaner. It's got the little duck. Now I'm trying to figure out, Is this duck, is that his feet, or is that supposed to be like a little mask kind of thing?
I'm gonna say that's his feet. There's his.
You guys thinking feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, feet makes sense.
All right, let's unbox the 75% board so we have a comparison here. Everything should be very similar in terms of accessories. So we have the same cable, same little guy. We're gonna have a bunch of these guys and the same keycap puller. But let's just go ahead and cut to what the keyboard looks like here. These are linear as well.
Oh. So we didn't get any clickies maybe?
Maybe we did.
Is it tactile?
Is it a brown?
Yes, it's tactile.
It's probably a tactile.
It's weird. It's like a, it doesn't have the bump halfway through like a brown switch does. It's immediate. So almost as soon as you press it, rather than just having a real smooth depression, like let's see if I can get that on camera. Just do like here and here. So smooth. This one, do you see how it just kind of folds under the pressure, just like Jonah.
Jonah folds under the pressure. It's crazy. I don't hate it though for typing, because like again, with their focus being a little bit of a mixture of gaming and typing, as a typing keyboard, a little bit of a guilty pleasure is I've always enjoyed typing on a blue switch keyboard. They're always fun to type on. It's just gaming where they're very annoying.
Yeah.
This gives you that tactile responsiveness that you really like from a keyboard that you would type on without it being overwhelmingly loud.
So I guess the baby switch kind of does make sense now. Instead of it being crying like a baby, it's quiet. It's quiet like a baby. Makes perfect sense, right? You know what? I like the look of both of these. I would actually be, because I'm not a Matt and I both already told you guys, we're not full-size keyboard enthusiasts. I would like either of these. I like that they both have arrow keys. That's like a big one. And then this one actually, you do get, I realize you get an insert. You get one extra key right here because the keyboard's overall taller. So that's interesting.
Let's take a look at that switch real quick.
Is it gonna be blue?
It is white.
Oh, it's like baby blue.
It is white and it says KTT on it. So
there you go.
Blue.
Yeah, I feel like
is it a blue? It is light blue because this is a
Matt, you came back
darker light
colorblind.
blue. I can't see anything now. And yes, we will be doing typing tests on all of these once we get them unboxed. But since this is kind of the same line, I figured it'd be best just to get them all out on the table, and then we'll do a bit of a typing test where you can hear what they all sound like back to back to back. So
they sound really good. That's the one thing I know we always agree about with mechanical keyboards is they are still so superior for the typing feel and sound. The thing about Hall Effect is great for gaming. For that typing experience, mechanical still just takes the cake on that for now.
All right, last one. Jackson open up the 98%, or
so
basically
big.
full size. I wouldn't be
heavy.
surprised if this one has a louder tactile one, because you know what, if you have a full size keyboard, I feel like that's somebody who's primarily typing, but who knows? I don't really know which one we ended up with here.
Yeah, I think it said that it had the blue, or the baby switches as well, so it may end up being the same, but maybe since it's a bigger shell, it might sound different.
It's always good to have a bigger body.
Yeah, it's funny because like we got the same thickness here, but then you know this guy here is the one kind of skinnier outlier. And obviously, these are the same length too, which is interesting. So you get smallest, then you get a little bit more thickness, and then this one's overall longer. I mean, this thing's pretty dang full size. I guess it's, because he says 98, right?
98%.
So they get rid of, I think the whole point is there's a couple keys that like modern computers don't really use, so they get rid of them.
Speaking of another keyboard, this is a Ducky keyboard that has been sitting over there for a while. This is the 1X, so we can see for comparison. Yeah, this one, let's see if there's a major difference here.
That thing's huge.
The thing is huge.
Right here.
Yeah, this is,
look at
the layout is totally different, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy to me though that like so this would just be 100%?
I would
This feels
think
like
so.
it's bigger. This has to be like 120%.
This might
so
be,
much bigger.
this one's a massive keyboard.
Shout out Ducky, we've been using that one for a while.
Yes, sir.
I like the color scheme. I like the RGB on all of them. As Matt pointed out earlier, the RGB on the sides is a really cool touch. I think in like a dark room, this would kind of glow, you know, kind of on the bottom, which would look pretty cool. They're nice and bright. The keycaps are not shine through, but I don't really think they need to be with how bright the backlight is.
So we confirm these are the same ones. Yeah, same tactile ones.
Yep.
Pretty nice. So good on them for sending, because I was a little worried with the blue switch, because we normally don't recommend anything blue switch for gamers. It's really hard to, but this switch is a cool middle ground, and I think they knew what they were doing with this switch. And the 5 layers of dampening foam they do put in all these keyboards, they do sound good, but you guys are only hearing a little bit of a typing experience. Let's go ahead and jump to another typing test, and then we'll kind of do some gaming on these, because these are gaming keyboards. We might as well game on them, right?
So we figured a esports title would be great. So we are testing out some Overwatch 2, just now starting off with the 65% keyboard, which, you know, has those very nice, pretty quiet linear switches. When you're just gaming, you honestly barely hear them, which is very ideal, by the way. Anyone who tries to tell you, like, oh, get the blue clickies, it's so cool for gaming. Anybody around you, and probably yourself, you're gonna drive yourself nuts, and all your friends are gonna hear your loud click clacks coming through. So this is actually a great style keyboard for gaming. And once you come down to actually typing, you of course get the pretty loud bottom out, but it's a nice dampened kind of loud, which I really like.
I know it's a complaint you've had a lot about some of these linear keyboards that have been coming out recently. Like some of them, they've added so much for like the typing or the thonkiness that they're almost louder than some just like tactile keyboards. So this one is not too bad, and yeah, this one is honestly the more gaming focused one, being linear.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, because when you really hit it, a little bit of thonk, but it's very low key compared to some of these recent, like, they're really nice keyboards, by the way, where they're like all aluminum bodies and stuff, but they are loud.
You're gonna try the one with the tactile switches? Just hot swap them out. How does that feel for gaming? Because I would think that's more like typing focused, but obviously with them not going like blue switches, it can be both, really.
I mean, honestly, so what's nice about this is you instantly know when it's going to actuate, because it's very top of the travel. As soon as you hit that switch and it just kind of folds down, you're instantly moving. So, I don't know, it's kind of nice. I think I could actually get used to this. I think I like it better than a brown switch, because my complaint with like a standard brown switch usually is that the tactile bump is about halfway through, so it almost feels like a really mushy blue or a red that has something wrong with it, because you're halfway through and then you're like, oh, what was that little bump I just felt? This one, you almost have to try one of these keyboards to understand it, but it's like, as soon as you go to press it, a lot of force, and then suddenly it just completely depresses down, no problem. So pretty cool. I like this one.
And to say we just tried them all, we might as well just plug this one up. You know, it's the same switches. I know we're not a huge fan of full-size keyboards around here, but you guys who watch our videos really get on us for not testing the full-size boards.
Hey, it's probably not going to change my gaming experience at all. The only real thing is if you're, a lot of gamers will have really tight desks or like small mouse pads. If you're one of those gamers and you're playing FPSs, you're constantly hitting this because you have really low sense, that's the one thing that can drive you nuts. And notice too, it clicks your mouse when you hit it. So that's the one downside of the full-size keyboard. But if we're being honest, not a lot of gamers are focusing on full size. It's more of, people want full size when they're getting out of their game and they're like, I need to actually do some real daily tasks, some work. That's where, having these number pads can really come in handy. I just realized, can you not use this in the game? Oh.
Is it numlock on?
Is that how that works?
Yeah, numlock was
I've literally never had to use numlock. I don't
that just shows how little we've used full-size keyboards. Having numlock on, we're like, how's that work? But now Jackson's shown you guys what it's like in gaming, giving you impressions of how they feel and everything. I'm gonna pull up the software side of things to show you guys what VIA looks like, how you can control these keyboards via VIA. Most of the time with these keyboards, when you control them via VIA, you have to go to the website and download the JSON file, JSON file. That file you didn't upload to VIA, and it gives you the configuration to where you can control this via the web browser, so you don't have to download any software. So we're gonna go look at that and see what kind of options we have through the software. Guys, we got keyboards everywhere, but we are ready to show you guys the software section, which is very straightforward. Again, when you're using VIA, as I mentioned, all you gotta do is go to the Ducky's website directly for this listing, and you can go to the download section, and you can download the JSON files, depending on which version of the keyboard you got, the ANSI or ISO version, you'll download those, and then you'll go to this website, VIA, where you'll authorize the keyboard, go into the design section, which is now gone. When you don't authorize it initially or add the JSON file, there's a section where you can upload the JSON file there. Then it unlocks all the things you need to do. Just so you guys can see it, there's actually a handy video that Ducky put together that showed me how to do this. You go to the design tab, that's where you upload the file, and then you'll have access to all the configuration options you would normally have from an online software, which is sick. VIA lets you actually control stuff on the firmware level. It's not just limited to like typical software where you would just change the RGB and things like that. You can do that because if you go in the lighting tab.
What's cool is he's basically saying you don't have to leave this up. It'll just save to the keyboard.
Actually, I think these are the key maps. So this is showing what is toggled for RGB plus.
Oh yeah, which may not be toggled right now.
It may not actually toggle. These may be options where you can, but you do get the option to customize each one of the layers, the macro layers, what kind of hotkeys you have, and the basic keys. You can actually customize each key individually. You do get macro support as well, so you can record macros by basically picking a keybind, having it do an action, and recording the macro specifically. You can save and load these loadouts. Here's the lighting mode. This is what we really care about. There is the underglow, which right now, let's see, is currently set to rainbow swirl. Can we change it to solid color? Yep, there it is. It is now red. So there you go. Or we can change it to whatever color we want. Green, not too bad. But there are different modes. Rainbow Mood, I like the name of Rainbow Mood, which I think that's like a pastel color. I think it's doing like a pastel one, similar to like what Corsair has. Let's go to Mood 3. Okay, so it's a very slow changing, just static RGB setup right there. And then we have the Swirl, which is the classic, but this one's a slightly more dim version. So I think as you work up, I think they actually get a little bit more saturated and brighter. So those are different ones, pretty cool. But then you have the backlight on the keyboard itself, which right now we have set to
being chilly.
Whatever this mode is, apparently. Breathing mode, you can do, this is the normal left to right cycle. We have Rainbow Beacon. Again, a ton of different modes. If you want to change the RGB, you can, or on the keyboard, you can customize it however you want. Then everything can just be saved directly to the keyboard. You also have a built-in key tester just to make sure your keys are working. And yeah, there's many things you can do via, but necessarily you don't need to use this software. It's just really cool to have the ability to have online software and not to download anything you don't want to. So, and overall, these keyboards are pretty nice. You have options at different sizes, at different price points, and they're available at Micro Center, which is pretty sick. So all in all, really cool keyboards from Ducky. Let's go ahead and conclude all our thoughts and wrap this video up.
So after looking at all three keyboards, we can definitely say that each one definitely has their appeal to a specific audience. Obviously, if you're a fan of full size and you want that number pad while also having an awesome typing experience with those baby switches, go with this guy here. But if you also like a TKL or even a 65%, definitely go with one of those.
And you can also get the 65% in that tactile switch as well, and basically mix and swap whatever you want based on form factor and switch preference. And you can do so by using the link down below if you want to buy from Ducky themselves or other retailers you can buy from. And as we mentioned many times, they are available at Micro Center, so you can go pick them out and even test them yourself. And I'm going to hear from you guys. We were very surprised that we were going to like the tactile switch as much as we did. We think it's a good alternative for those who don't want to annoy the people around them with a blue switch that's incredibly loud. And maybe, as Jonas said behind the camera, you can grow up a little bit and get a tactile switch that sounds a little bit more modern and appropriate with a key switch like this. And Ducky has a bunch of options to make a really cool gaming experience at a good price.
But anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Now, Micro Center sells these keyboards, but while we have these three here, they will probably be for sale at PCBros.tech.
PCBros.tech, we sell gaming PCs, and if you guys didn't know, we have a physical store in Louisville, Kentucky. You can come in and look at a bunch of peripherals, including probably these Ducky keyboards, inside a new gaming PC build. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. You will save 3% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Bye-bye.